the Labour government's latest budget has had a significant impact on millions of British people: higher taxes, reduced benefits, and growing financial strain. Businesses across the UK are feeling the pressure too, with many choosing to relocate elsewhere. In Parliament, MPs demanded answers from Labour's Spencer Livermore, pressing him on the real-world consequences of Rachel Reeves's economic plan. Yet, despite mounting concerns, Lord Livermore refused to acknowledge the damage being done to the UK economy. See for yourself, watch this clip.
The biggest mistake the government made was during the general election, which they were obviously going to win, when they promised not to raise the basic taxes, income tax, VAT, national insurance for employees and so on, which are the normal toolbox of a chancellor. So that when they inherited a fiscal crisis, they raised quite the worst possible tax on employers and employees, and at the same time they borrowed billions of pounds more, saying it was not more spending, but was investment. After this disaster, will the Minister now agree that the new government has made a financial crisis even worse than it was when they were elected? And will they turn the March statement into a mini-budget to try to begin to repair the damage that they've done?
Well, with the greatest respect to the Noble Lord, I completely disagree with what he says. His contention is that we should have taxed working people after a cost of living crisis, after the previous government froze income tax thresholds and raised taxes on working people by £30 billion. I completely disagree with that, and if that's what his contention, then I think he's wrong. He also says that we were wrong to increase investment in the economy. The IMF have said that the lack of public investment in the economy was one of the major constraints to economic growth, and we have rectified that, and so again, on that point, I think he's wrong.
My Lords, the fact is that people across the UK are deeply concerned about the rise in employers' NICs, as we'll be discussing at report stage on the NICs bill on the 25th of February. I mean, this is the wrong tax rate, which the OBR reported will raise £10 billion less than the Treasury forecast next year. And then last week, we heard, as we feared, the Bank of England halving its growth forecast for the UK. Will the Noble Lord, the Minister, accept that the threat of the Chancellor's jobs tax has actually crashed business confidence and the economy?
Well, no, I won't. The Noble Lady says it was the wrong tax rise. She said that several times. She's never ever said what was the right tax rise. So I'm not sure how she plans to fill the £22 billion black hole. She talks about growth forecasts. I noticed she didn't mention that the Bank of England upgraded their growth forecast for the next year and the year after that. I noticed she didn't mention that the IMF now forecasts to be the fastest growing major European economy in the whole of the EU. I noticed she didn't mention that the UK is now the second most attractive country in the world for inward investment, the first time we've been so for 28 years. We've still heard no alternative at all put forward by the Conservative Party. No alternative for dealing with the challenges that we face, no alternative for restoring economic stability, and therefore no plan for driving economic growth.
Do you think this Labour government is the worst in UK history? With rising taxes, cuts to benefits, and businesses struggling, many people are feeling the impact. We want to hear from you. If you agree, hit the like button, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get the discussion started.